Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'm so happy you guys could join me tonight. I am just going on to retweet my show right here. Well, as soon as it shows up. Because I always like to do that right at the beginning of the show so I don't forget. We are streaming live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Rumble. So thank you so much wherever you are joining from. So you might notice my background's a little bit different. I'm actually house sitting for my daughter, house and dog sitting while they're out of town. And so everything feels a little bit different to me. I usually like to type up my notes before the show, and I realized I couldn't access her printer, so I had to handwrite some stuff. So I hope I can read it. And I got all my stuff here ready. All my cards are ready. I got some special crystals. And there's one that I always forget to show you guys. Look at this. This is beautiful. I got this for, I don't know if it was Christmas or my birthday. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And I have it sitting over here with the rest of my special ones that I like to have near me during the show. So this Saturday, June 24th at 8 p.m. is the Spiritual Message Circle. I hope you guys can join us for that. It's always a lot of fun. And for a small donation of $20 or more, you get a message from all of the show hosts that are on the panel that night. It's always a blast. So I really hope you can join us this time. It will be the last one for June. Can't believe we'll be going into July already. So this is Joyful June. So where are you finding your joy? Where is your joy in your world? What joy are you creating? I would love to know. And, you know, Goldylocks Productions has a VIP program, I guess you would say. If you become a VIP, there are different levels of membership, and there are different perks for each membership. And you can do that through YouTube or Patreon. And I would like to share with you the beautiful, I'm sure you guys have seen these before, but in case you're new and you haven't, the Goldylocks Productions Energize cards. These cards are absolutely amazing. And Tiffany will, I think she probably already put up the post for those cards, for the link, I mean. Now, also, all of the stuff that Goldylocks has, all of the beautiful designs on Spreadshirt, they are on sale today only for the summer solstice, 25% off. So if you've been wanting to buy, but I've just been, you know, waiting maybe for a sale, now is the time. So order today. Hello, Robert. Hello, Jan. Hello, Sarah. So glad you could all be here. I know I usually have more announcements than that. Oh, my website. Please check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. It's RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, N as in Nancy.com. And when you go to my website, you can find out all about my books, you can find out about my services, and also my cards. So check that out if you will. And oh, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I feel very colorful. It's totally unlike stuff I usually wear. I rarely wear anything like any kind of pattern. So, but it's the first day of summer, so I'm just going to celebrate. Hello, Joyce. Wonderful to see you here. Happy solstice to you too. Well, thank you, Tiffany. So let's talk first about the Schumann resonance, because this has been insane. Okay, so the Schumann resonance, that's like the heartbeat of the earth, right? Now the measurement of the amplitude of the Schumann resonance That's the powers of frequencies that are coming in. That's what we are sensitive to. That is, these have been off the charts. I mean, off the charts. I think it's been since Sunday. I think Sunday was when they went so high. Now, last Wednesday on my show, I think they were around 24. Okay. Over the weekend on Sunday, they jumped to like 190. 190. So you may have been feeling like really tired, or, it can affect each person differently. Now, I have been watching this every day, several times a day, and they've been seeing some unusual patterns in the energy. And everybody, on social media, everywhere, is interpreting it different, because nobody really knows exactly what it is because they've never seen it before. So, as you hear a lot of information, just take what resonates with you. That's about all you can do. So we've watched this. It's been 190, 180. It was 152 this morning. And then I checked it just before the show. And right now it's at 58. So it's come down a lot. But notice, if you guys check this regularly, notice how you're feeling, when it's lower, when it's higher. Notice if you can feel the differences in your body. I know I have been feeling really tired. I'm trying to figure out where my sweet point is with this Schumann resonance and when I feel like the best. I can tell you that over the weekend and the last few days, I feel like I have purged a ton of stuff. I don't know what, but I can feel like some of this crap leaving my body, and I feel a lot better. Hello, Heather. Nice to see you. So just take the information that resonates with you. The cosmic light is flooding our cells and our DNA. We're getting DNA upgrades. We're releasing toxic frequencies. That is so exciting because we don't need all that toxic energy around us. The lower vibes and frequencies are being flushed away with this energy. So welcome it. Do what you can to make it easier on yourself. I highly urge you guys to check out and do a little research on the Schumann resonance. It's absolutely fascinating. There's so much to learn. I don't know a heck of a lot, pretty much basically what I've already told you, but I'm always trying to find new information on it because it just fascinates me so much. Hello, Robert. Now, in addition to this added energy, today's the summer solstice. It's the first day of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. And I checked to see if it was the first day or if it was the winter solstice, like in Australia and in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's not for a day or two. Now, the solstice, which I didn't really realize this, but it has its own kind of magical energy. It's a very powerful energy. We may see sudden beginnings or endings in our life, things that were totally unexpected. This is what this energy is bringing in and ushering in for us. If you've been struggling with letting go of something, this is the time. And this gets me really excited because we all have stuff we need to let go of. We all do. So release any toxicity from your body and from your life. This energy is similar to the full moon energy, only it's much more intense and it creates transformation. So some of us are feeling really grounded and calm with this energy. Some of us are feeling like we don't even recognize ourselves or our lives. We might feel like we're becoming unhinged. Whatever you are experiencing, it is for your best and highest good. And we are all going to get through this stuff together. We're absolutely going to. And it's kind of exciting, it's so funny because at the beginning of the year, I had felt that there was going to be so much intense energy this year, the big waves, and they just keep coming. I mean, they're like enormous energy waves. And so many people are starting to wake up to the truth of who they are. And it's really exciting, and that raises the vibration and the energy of everyone. Now, a solstice is a catalyst for change. It helps us to usher change into our lives. So it's going to give us a huge boost. That you can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. You can't just wait for things to change because you want them to. You have to take some action. So you have to set the intention to set things in motion. But right now, all of these energies are right there to give you the boost that you need. And it's a great time for manifesting, like instantaneously. It's a great time to purge and release the energy of anything that no longer serves us or is not for our highest and best good. Now, whether it's a bad habit, a relationship, or a negative thought pattern, maybe, let it go. The universe is working with you in your favor. It's, we can do it on our own without all of this energy. But if we haven't been trying to do that so far, for whatever reason, maybe we weren't ready, maybe this energy will help propel you to do what you need to do. Because once you get rid of all that toxicity, once you get rid of all that stuff you're holding on to that isn't yours, your energy is going to change so much. It's going to raise your vibration so much. And it's going to create a lot of positive changes in your life because you have to get rid of all that toxic energy that's around you so that it can be all of the positive, loving energy can flow in. Now, during these times with all of this energy, you may be extra sensitive or you may be extra sensitive to all of these energies. A lot of us are. We feel it all. So much coming at us all at once. So self-care is crucial to your well-being. Extra self-care is what we need now. And what is self-care to me? It's going to look like something different to you. But we need more rest. We need more hydration, meditation, time spent in nature, because all of these things help us to recharge our battery and balance our energy. This is an incredible, incredible time for manifesting. So put out your intention. Watch the universe create with you. Remember that the energy that you put out is what the universe sends back to you. So choose wisely what you put out there. And it is such an incredible time energetically. And I don't know, besides the solstice and the Schumann resonance, what is going on, what else is going on in our solar system. But I do, so I'm anxious to see what's going to show up for July. And we already know in August we have the Lionsgate portal on August 8th. And we're going to start feeling that energy sometime. Usually it's a week before, maybe 2 weeks, depends on how sensitive you are. So that's going to be sometime in July. It's hard to believe it's almost July already. Absolutely crazy. So we got to start gearing up for that intense energy. I remember last year how intense it was in August. It was crazy. So make sure you guys are taking really, really good care of yourself. You don't want to, you want to make sure. The most important thing that I get is that you have to stay hydrated. That is crucial. Crucial. And I know for myself, we've had some really hot weather here in Texas the last few weeks. And in the morning, even 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, the heat index is already way over 100. And it's real humid. So I've been, of course, drinking lots of extra water. But when I get very, very hot and I drink, a good amount of water, it cools my body down very quickly. So I know that helps flush stuff out. And we need that. We need to flush our system out with that water. And then we can replace it with some wonderful energy, right? So I want to know how you guys have been doing with all this energy. Have you been feeling some of the effects? I know I've heard some people talking and they felt some very heavy energy, not like heavy dark, but just like thick energy. which I know you can feel that here when you walk outside because of the humidity. The air feels thick. But I know a lot of people have been having some very vivid dreams. So whatever you are experiencing, that's what you need to experience to work through whatever it is that you're working through. And since no two of us are alike, we're all going to experience it a little bit different. So I hope that makes sense. And let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. Joyce said the new moon had an effect too. My back started aching. Oh wow. I know I've heard this from some other people too, that they've had a lot of like aches and stuff, muscle, I don't know necessarily pain, but maybe just muscle exhaustion, joints, headaches, dizziness, and things like that. So I know that with the headache, sometimes that can be a sign of dehydration. So make sure you're drinking enough water. It's the water. It's just I can't even explain. Even if you don't eat any food, drink water because that's what our bodies really need the most. It's absolutely crazy how much water we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and if you would like a message, please let me know. And Robert, I want to thank you so much for your donation. That is greatly appreciated. And it's not required, but if anyone out there would like to make a donation, you can do that via my Venmo, or you can do a super chat on YouTube, or a Rumble rant on Rumble. And Tiffany put up my Venmo up there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with Robert, and let's see what's going on with Robert. Let's see. Which beautiful cards am I drawn to? Oh, I love these. These are my Doreen Virtue Angel Therapy cards. I almost said animal therapy. I have noticed a difference with the animals too, with the dogs. They're feeling this energy. My little dog, Maggie, she's a little Shih Tzu, and she will sit at the door and cry to go outside. She wants to just go up there, even when she doesn't have to do anything. She would just go up there, and she likes to sit on the grass. I think she can just feel that energy. And I think even it'll be, over 100 degrees, and she'll want to sit out there, and the backyard is in the sun in the afternoon, and she'll just sit there like she's just loving it. She'll roll around in certain spots on the grass, and then she'll just lay there, and she's perfectly content. So I know she's feeling the energy too. So if you guys, can get out there and go barefoot a bit, you might be able to feel that too. Feel the energy from the trees. Hug a tree. See if you can feel that vibration. A couple weeks ago, I had several of my grandkids over. I think there was 4 altogether. And I had them out there and hugging the trees. And they're like, they're each one of them, they're like, take my picture. And they had to see what their pictures looked like. And I said, did you feel anything when you hugged the tree? And one of them said, kind of like a vibration. Another one said they felt love. And I thought that was so cool. So cool that they can feel something. So, we have that kind of energy everywhere in nature. Okay, Robert, what do we have for you? I love to be outside. That's one thing I do like about Texas is pretty much you can go outside every day. Most of the time. We do have a few weeks in the winter where it is freezing cold. It gets very hot, but if I'm just going to be having to take the dog out and sweating anyway, I'll just sit out there for a while and get my sun. Okay, let's see what we have for Robert. Robert. And I'm going to get you an Energize card as well. Okay, what do we have? Oh, I love this, Robert. This is a message from Melissa Parks, and it has to do with Joyful June. Create your path with joy. We all need to create more joy in our lives. Now, sometimes joy um, is experienced with certain people in your life. Sometimes joy is doing a certain activity. But you have to find what is joyful for you and do more of that because we all need more joy in our lives. Now, the first card I pulled for you, Robert, it says, ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. It says, clear yourself. So release any toxic energy or frequencies that you may have picked up from someone else. That happens just from us coming in contact with other people. That's why it's really important for us to put on that protective armor, that the bubble. And when my granddaughter Harley first started kindergarten, she's very sensitive. She always has been. And when she would come home from school, she would be very overly emotional and like every day. And I started to realize it's because she was picking up this energy from other kids in school. So I taught her about the bubble. And she used it. I don't know if she even still remembers it now that she's older, but she would say that it would work. And you could notice a difference in her behavior when she came home from school. And when you're around a lot of other people, you just automatically pick up that energy. And sometimes it's not positive energy. So we don't want to hold on to that. People that do like body work, like it can happen like with Reiki or massage. I went to massage school many years ago, and I went and had a psychic reading while I was in school. And they told me that I needed to do a clearing because I was picking up energy from other people. Some people are so sensitive that they can pick up like physical pain from other people, um, emotional distress. So we don't want to hang on to any of that, especially if it's not ours. And the other card I got for you, Robert, is your crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas, as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. So you might think that some ideas that pop into your head, are just, you dismiss them right away because you think they're nothing. But start paying more attention to that because they're messages from your divine guidance. And they're answers to your prayers and what you have asked for. So just be more mindful when these things pop in, because a lot of times this kind of information, it would come as like a flash, or a quick thought. And a lot of times it's easy to dismiss that for any of us. So I hope that resonates with you, Robert. Hello, Sam. Nice to see you. And Richard. Hello, Richard. So if anybody else out there would like a message, please drop that in the comments, and I would be happy to do that. I really hope if you guys have not joined us for the Spiritual Message Circle before, that you will this week, because it's a great experience. It really is. And it's so cool how, the messages will build upon each other. Sometimes they're very, what's the word? Well, they always complement the other ones. And it's really cool because you get so many different perspectives. Okay, so I know Kim. Hello, Kim. I know Kim is going to listen later. But here, I pulled a card for you, Kim. And this says integrity. We were talking about integrity last week. Align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. And only you know what is right for you, Kim. Nobody else knows that. So whatever you do and whatever decisions you make, align that with the truth of who you are. Because when you do that, you're living in your truth, and that is integrity, right? Doing the right thing. So I hope that resonates with you, Kim. Oh, I'm going to have to write your name down. Kim. Oops. Robert and Kim. Okay, let's see what we have going on down here. Okay. Sam. All right. Sam. Joyce. Sarah said today when we were on our way to the zoo, a lady ran the red light and hit you, or that almost hit you. I'm not sure. It says already. I asked for a circle of protection around us before our trip. Wow. Oh, almost. The lady hit her brake so hard that her tires were squeaking and her car came to an abrupt stop like she hit a wall surrounding us, preventing her from hitting us. It brought me to tears, and I am so grateful for divine protection. Oh, I love that. I always make sure to do the protection bubble when I am in a vehicle. Always. And I can tell you this one time, and this comes to mind so many times. You know how something will happen just so quickly that you're like, what was that? What happened? I was driving down the road and there's a car coming, in the opposite oncoming lane of traffic. And for some reason, he veered into my lane where he would have hit me head on. I don't know where this car went, but he did pass us. It was like he passed right through us. It was like something you see in the movies where the tires were on the ground, but the car went up and it went underneath. I mean, it was that crazy, and somehow it never hit us, and it took my breath away because I still to this day it's hard to figure out how that happened. Or the time I was on the freeway and something broke in the car, and what freeways are like, and this was in Houston. So there's 4 lanes of traffic, I believe. Maybe there could have been 5, but I know there's at least 4. And I was in the right-hand lane. And it was on a Friday evening. My car went from that right-hand lane all the way over to the left shoulder. Nobody hit me. I honestly do not know. I mean, those are miracles. That is definitely divine protection. Well, I'm glad everything is good, Sarah, and you guys are safe. I'm sure that really scared the stuff out of you, though. She would have hit where Austin was at, too. Oh, stuff like that is so scary. But thank goodness it was a miss and not a hit. People seem to be, and I've noticed this when I'm out, people seem to be very distracted lately and not paying attention to what they're doing. A lot of people. They're running lights, they're pulling out in front of other people. It's just crazy. And I will say another thing, since this just popped into my head. There is an actor, I believe it was Treat Williams, who was involved, who recently passed. And he was involved in a motorcycle accident. So I clicked on the article to read about the accident. And the way the accident happened was exactly, he was on a motorcycle. And it happened exactly the way my son's accident happened, about 2 years ago. Exactly the same. So, I know how blessed he was that he only had the injuries that he had. You don't always hear about people getting in a motorcycle accident and surviving. Hello, Robin. So, but I always do the protection for my loved ones, when I know they're out and about or when they're traveling. Always. Sam, I think, was the next one. Let's see what we have for you, Sam. It says, Archangel Raphael. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. Now, I don't know what you are doing exactly, Sam, as far as healing work, But I do feel like, oh, and look at this picture. I love this picture. Look at the hands. Look at all that beautiful energy. So they're sending you lots of energy, Sam, so that I feel like this is more about you healing yourself and things that are going on in your life. So call on Archangel Raphael and his whole team of angels. They are there to support you. And remember that this time, with this energy, it's going to give you a huge boost in any healing work that you do. Yes, definitely, Robin. Drive safely. So I hope that resonates with you, Sam. And Joyce, I believe. I saw Joyce. Joyce. Joyce, you got the heart chakra. It says the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. And do some. The heart chakra is, well, all the chakras are, but for me, the heart chakra is very amazing because as you tune it up and do different meditations and feel that chakra expanding, you can physically feel it. And it's amazing. We have to have our heart chakra operating efficiently. We can't just be sending out love. We have to be open to receiving love as well. And some people only have it going one way, but that doesn't work. It has to be reciprocated. Now, sometimes people put up blocks. Now, I'm not saying you specifically, Joyce, but sometimes people put up blocks to not let other people in because they've been hurt in the past. You have to let that go. You cannot build up walls because when you're trying to keep out one thing that you don't want to get through, you're keeping everything from getting through. So not only are you just stopping yourself from getting hurt, but you're stopping yourself from experiencing any love because that love is not going to be able to get through that. So that message is really for everyone. But when you look into your heart, Joyce, when you have questions and you're seeking answers, look into your heart. Always make those choices and decisions from that place of love. Because when you do, you can never, ever go wrong. So I hope that resonates with you, Joyce. You are welcome, Robert. And let's see. Trying to see who I remembered. Jan. Sarah. Okay. Jan, I have a message for you. Oh, I did that already. Oh, that one just kind of popped out, Jan. And you got one that, I know this is what I pulled. I think it's going to have been Robert. Clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. Jan, this is the perfect time to do some of that healing work. Get rid of anything that does not belong to you. Any toxic energy that is around you, any toxic situation, get out of it. Remove it from your life. This is the greatest energetic frequency to do that because you have all this help and assistance from the universe. And now is the time. And you're going to be so amazed when you let go of some of this stuff because you're going to look back and be like, why did I hold on to that? I feel so much better. I feel so much lighter. I feel so much relief. Okay. So I hope that helps, Jan. Okay, Richard. Okay, Richard. Let's see what we have for you. Oh, Sam said, thank you, Ruth. I have been doing a lot of healing work and end up with big headaches. Hopefully it is some clearing and it is working. Wow. I will tell you, when I first started doing my show and I feel all the energy from you guys, about a little ways through the show, and then for a while after my show, I would get big headaches. And I know it was from all of that energy all of a sudden. And as my body is learning to absorb it better, it doesn't happen, like that anymore. Only once in a great while. But yes, I've had that happen to me from, healing work, from energetic work. Make sure to drink more water. It does help. I don't know why water is this miracle thing, but it is. It helps for so many different things. And that's wonderful. I'm really glad that you are clearing a lot and feeling better. That is awesome. You are welcome, Jan. Jan says, made decision about what state to move to. Well, that is super duper exciting because I know you were on the fence about that. And if you care to share, I'd be happy to listen. I forgot. Oh, Richard. Okay. Richard. And Richard, I'm glad that you are okay. I know you had a bad storm there. So I'm glad everything is okay now and you got your power back on. Richard, it says books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. I have not thought about that before for you. That is pretty cool. So do you feel that books fit in somewhere in what you know about yourself? That's really interesting. So maybe there's some writing in the future for you. Maybe you're going to have a bookstore, and sell spiritually based books. That's pretty exciting. I've always thought having a bookstore like that would be so cool with all of my kinds of books. I mean, the kinds that I like. Not my books, but the ones I like to read. So I hope that resonates with you, Richard. I kind of like to see where that might go. That's pretty cool. Jan says, Boise, Idaho, where my wee house is. Oh, wow. Idaho. That's pretty cool, Jan. I'm so happy for you that you made your decision. Okay, let me pull a card for Heather. Heather, you got the crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas, as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. So, pay attention to those thoughts that you get, those little snippets or snapshots of ideas, because they are answers to your prayers and to what intentions that you are putting out there, what you are wanting to manifest. So some of these ideas may turn out to be a lot more than what you think. But just start paying attention. When you get these ideas, just jot them down, because it's so easy to forget. And this just jotted my memory a little bit of something else I was going to talk about. One thing with all of this, and this is so interesting, I found this out today, that some of this energy is bringing up like old memories, like nostalgic things for us, and not bad memories, but just a little bit of nostalgia and making us feel that way. So last night I had a playlist, and haven't listened to this in forever. Didn't even remember what songs were on it. So I put it on last night when the girls were going to sleep. And every single song, as it came up, it was either connected to a person in my life, a relationship in my life, or a specific memory. Every single song. And so it started making me think about all those things. And I was like, wow, it's nice to take that little walk down memory lane. And then when I got up this morning and I was looking up some information about all this energy, and it said you may feel very nostalgic, I thought, yeah, last night I sure was. I was just I thought that was a very cool thing. Okay, so I hope that resonates with you, Heather. And Richard, I got Richard. And Sarah, let's do Sarah. So Sarah, I would like to say, and I hope you don't mind me saying this here. Sometime, I believe last year, Sarah did a fairy reading for me, a fairy reading. And it goes through like all of the months of the year. And I had taken my notes as she was telling me different things, and I could not find them. They were in a notebook somewhere, and I have looked for months and months for that notebook. So I got up this morning to write out some notes for the show, and guess what? That was the notebook. So I was looking over the notes that I took, and let me tell you, it's pretty amazing how spot on it is. So Sarah does amazing fairy readings. So I'm just going to tell you guys that. Two things that stuck out in my mind were June, a celebration in June. Well, we're expecting a new grandbaby by the end of next week. So there's been a celebration in June. Not to mention, just all the fun that I've been having this month. And then another thing that came up that really, I didn't read all of it, but I saw a couple that really stuck out to me. Another one was August, and it said new beginnings and something along those lines. Well, last week, so I've been, I don't want to say struggling, but trying to figure out when I'm supposed to release my next book. And I kind of I don't try to like focus on it and try to think what should the date be, but I just kind of wait for it to come to me. So it did, and it was August 8th. And this happened a few days ago, maybe last week. And then I ran across that today, those notes, and it says for August, new beginnings. And I'm like, wow, that is really, really cool. So I'm going to have to go and read all of the rest of the stuff. And thank you, Sarah, because that was pretty awesome. You are welcome. And let's see what we have for you, Sarah. Oh, this is interesting. Heal away addictions. Now, immediately when you hear that word, you think of like a few different things, right? It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. I like that. So what kind of behaviors or things that you might be doing consciously or self-consciously are blocking you from your heart's desire? Now, you don't have to share that, Sarah, but just think about that. And look at this beautiful picture. I love this picture. I like all of these pictures. They're all very pretty. And I know, Sarah, that you have been doing a ton of healing work. And that is amazing. And right now is a really good time if you have anything else that you might need to release with all of this energy. But know that you can turn to your team of angels and guides, and of course they're going to be there to help you. Okay. So I hope that resonates with you, Sarah. So today is my 127th show. Now the reason I bring that up is as soon as I saw that it was my 127th show, I immediately was reminded of when I was probably about 8 years old. My grandma came over one day, and when she was leaving, she was going to go to the store and play a lottery number. And this was, you could play a 3-digit number, and if they were you didn't have to get them in the straight order, you would win like so much. If you got them in the straight order, you would win like so much. It was like 40 something and 80 some dollars. And my grandma told me to pick a number, and she was going to play it for me. And if it won, she was going to give me the money. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I believe the number was 721. But that combination of, and the number came in and it won. And I won like $83. Now, to an 8 or 9-year-old, that's a ton of money. So that was like really exciting. So this number has followed me all throughout my life. Now, I don't mean just playing like the lottery, but I mean like different things, very pronounced things that would happen when that number shows up. And it's always been kind of cool. So as soon as I saw that it was my 127th show, I was like, wow, that is pretty awesome. Okay. Robin, let me get you a card. Let's see. Robin is the host of Robin's Cosmic Soul Food, which was on last night. Check out her show. You got the Archangel Raphael card. And this is the same card that Sam got. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. They are ready to assist you. All you have to do is, take that first step in, releasing what you don't need to carry around anymore. Just let it go, Robin. And I know you've been doing a lot of healing work as well. So good for you. The healing work is not easy. But the longer that we hang on to that old stuff, the more difficult it is. Some people hold on to it their whole lives and never do the healing work. Okay. Oh, wow. Sarah said, wow, the last few days I have been wondering what I have been holding on to that needs to be released still. Perfect validation. Thank you so much. Definitely resonates. Awesome. That is so awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm going to pull a card for Veronica. She wasn't able to be here today. And if anybody else, if I missed anybody else, please let me know. Veronica. You also got I've noticed, tonight, there's been like 4 cards that keep coming up. This is the integrity one. And it says, align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right for you. It's just, when we do something that goes against what we believe about that, right? That doesn't sit well with us. Sit right with us. And it never does. What somebody else might believe we should do is really not based on what we need and who we are. It's based on them, their perception, how they feel about life and themselves. You can't let other people make decisions for you. But when our decisions line up with our truth and who we are, it's like magic happens. It's like magic. And I got Sarah. Okay, and if I missed anybody else, please let me know. It's so quiet. Here, I think the kids went outside. Let me tell you too, I'm house sitting for my daughter and they have a pool. And, it's super hot here. And a lot of the times I don't go in the pool with the kids because the water's too cold. Because when I get out, I sit there and shiver, even when it's, decently warm out. If it's not like 95, I don't care to go in the pool. The weather has been so intensely hot. The water it's like bath water. Not my kind of bath water, but like kids' bath water. Because my bath water is pretty hot. But it has been so pleasant. And I took them in the pool for a couple hours yesterday, and then we did that again today. And I don't know, I felt so like refreshed and renewed and revitalized from that water. Water is so cleansing and calming. It's just amazing. And I have noticed I noticed that with this Schumann resonance, um, when I saw this morning that it was 150 something, I thought, wow, I feel pretty darn good today. But now that it's like down to 52, I think I feel even better. It's just kind of interesting to see where everything in your life jives with that energy that is flowing to us. Okay, let's see if I missed anybody else. Sarah, Richard. I always feel that way too when getting in a pool. It is. It's so refreshing. So I don't know where you guys live if you have cicadas, but they look kind of like a locust in a way. They have this ginormous head. And when I lived in Arizona for a brief period, every evening, you could go, I went for a walk. And in the trees, I mean, it just sounded like there were thousands of them. And I love the sound that they make. I think it's for me, it's like very calming. And I just really enjoy it. So I've been hearing it lately at home, and I just happened to hear it again just now. But I've been hearing it lately in the evenings. So it's their time. But I stepped out on the front porch last night, and I saw something over in the corner. And we have these really big, nasty, there's some people call them tree roaches, some people call them wood roaches, but they're like humongous, okay? I do not like them. So I always watch for those at night just in case, because you never know when you're going to see them. And so when I went out on the porch, I saw this thing over in the corner of my eye, or in the corner of the porch. And I thought, well, it doesn't look like one of those. It's not the right shape. It's not dark enough. And I thought, well, maybe it's just a leaf or something. So I look away. I'm looking outside, looking down the street. I look back and it's moved like 4 inches. Like, well, it's definitely something. So I turned on my flashlight on my phone and I looked and it was a cicada. Now this thing was crawling so slow. And I thought, well, I'm going to go sneak and walk around it and then go in the house. As soon as I walked behind that thing, I must have scared it because that thing started flying into the house, into this part of the porch, over here, there. It was like ricocheting everywhere. And it makes a little bit of noise. They're kind of big and heavy or something. And I just had to laugh. I had to hurry up and try to get in the house before it got in too. But that reminded me of a few years ago, my son was helping me clean up stuff at my mom's house. And we were outside and something flew at him. And he just immediately swung because, he didn't know it could be a bat. Who knows at night? And it was a cicada. Well, he hit it. And the only reason we know what it was is because we looked to see what it looked like and then we Googled it. When he went like that and it hit the garage. Well, it must have either scared it or injured it. Because let me tell you, when they're in that state of panic, you would not believe the horrifying sound that those things make. Google a picture of them because they have like these ginormous heads compared to the rest of their body. They're like really odd looking. But I really like the music that they play. They sound really amazing. Oh, awesome. Yes. You are welcome for the validation, Robin. Sarah said it was so beautiful because at the zoo, I was sending love to all of the animals. I sent love to a peacock and it started walking with us and followed for a long time. That is so cool. Total opposite experience of what my parents used to have when my children were little and we'd take them to the zoo. We'd go into the petting zoo and the animals try to attack my mom and dad. Like every time. Like these are little farm animals, right? It was just hilarious. Like the donkey or there's something else that was kind of I think it was not a donkey, but I don't remember. But like it like put its paws or legs or whatever up on my dad's shoulders, and like he was freaking out because he didn't know what it was gonna do. And I don't know. I think they just went in there with that kind of like fear and dread or something, that they just brought that right to themselves. Because they're the only people I have ever seen experience a petting zoo like that, ever. Oh, you know what? I want to say, I know one thing I forgot to mention. If you are celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. And happy birthday to Robin McGuire, who had her birthday on Friday. And over the weekend, we had Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all of you dads or brothers or uncles or grandpas who are a fatherly figure in someone's life. You are greatly appreciated. And let's see. Tiffany, I just pulled a card for you. And this is totally you. It says sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. And I know you do that, and that you are very well aware of that. And I'm so happy this card came up, because let me tell you what I have been doing. So that app we talked about, I think it's called YUKA. Okay, so I have been like crazily going through stuff with this app. All kinds of stuff, that a lot of things that people think are somewhat healthy. And I'm going to do a bunch more stuff too, because it's really interesting. But it is some scary stuff. The chemicals, the additives that are in processed foods. That's all I'm going to say. I love you too, Tiffany. I love you too. And be really mindful of what you're putting into your bodies, because, not just what that stuff does to us physically, but think about how it affects you spiritually too. You don't want to, take in a lot of things, a lot of these fake things that are going to cause blockages, energy blockages, or anything like that. You want to make sure that the energy is always free flowing. That's why it's great to get a Reiki session, because if you have any energetic blocks, it can help to clear them. Reiki is amazing. And I know most of you all know about Reiki. And, we've taught Reiki classes through Goldylocks, and that was a lot of fun. But the Reiki energy is amazing. And there's a lot of different avenues of healing like that, and energy work. So, look into if that might be something really beneficial for you. I can't believe our time is already up. Thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. I greatly appreciate you. Everybody have a great week. I love you all. Good night.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.